Governor Ademola Adeleke pardons 53 inmates across various correctional facilities in Osun State. Commissioner of Police FCT assures residents of watertight security for Yuletide festivities and beyond. Correspondent explores crisis of ensuring standards of products in Nigeria. And welcome to the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. We're live in Abuja. I am Dennis Adegunloye. In the spirit of the festive season, Governor Ademola Adeleke has granted clemency to 53 inmates across various correctional facilities in Osun State. A release by the spokesperson to the governor, Olawale Rashid, says the governor acted on the recommendations of the State Advisory Council on the prerogative of mercy. 4 individuals on death row, including one Sunday Oluokere and Sunday Morakinyo, who were charged for capital offences of armed robbery in 2014, received full pardons. It would be recalled that there was a public outcry a few weeks ago on the case of Sunday Oluokere, and the governor promised to look into the case. Among others, granted clemency were 30 individuals convicted of minor offences, whose remaining sentences have been completely forgiven. 6 others in custody for capital offences were granted outright release due to ill health, while one inmate's death sentence was commuted to a 15-year prison term. Now, wife of the governor of Cross River State, Joan Otu, has flagged off the 2024 Junior Carnival as part of events lined up for this year's Calabar Carnival. Our correspondent, Ekemini Williams, is standing by to bring us up to speed with events at the carnival. Hello, Ekemini. How are things developing there? All right, some challenges connecting with Ekemini. Hopefully we'll get with her later on. Let's continue with security matters. Commissioner of Police, FCT, Olatunji Rilwan Disu, says the command did not leave anything to chance in the deployments of ensuring provision of watertight security for the Yuletide festivities and beyond. He gave the indication while undertaking an assessment and patrol of the territory on Boxing Day. Onotu Yakubu reports.
These have been common sights across the crannies of the nation's capital since activities for the Yuletide got in motion. The beauty of it is that the man at the helm leads the cavalry from the front row. On Boxing Day, first he reached out to the facilities to monitor security departments, boost morale of the men, and as well interfaced with residents for information. And that informed these ambiances.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for the protection. Yes. When you're going in, I saw you, but the crowd was so much. Thank you so much, sir. I'm this is Mama. Well done.
I felt so happy seeing the people welcome the police. I see children standing before us to take salute. This is just what all police is about. Community policing, getting used to the people, ensuring that people know their police, are happy with the activities of the police.
CP Olatunji Disu says the operation, encapsulating joint patrols and show of force, will be common sights and constantly evaluated going forward to provide the needed security. He adds that the ongoing special operation against one-chance robbers in the territory has achieved success through visibility policing to enhance public confidence and will be sustained.
About 25 different groups of one-chance operators have been arrested by the police, and the common denominator in the vehicles used by one-chance operators is that all their vehicles are tinted. So I want to warn everybody, please be very careful, look at the vehicles very well, and if the vehicles are tinted, commercial vehicles are tinted, do not board them.
The police boss said the command's ultimate mission in the days ahead will be to ensure that every FCT resident celebrates the festivities and cross over to the new year unperturbed by any form of threat to security. Onotu Yakobo, NTA News.
All right, we seem to have reconnected now with Ekemini Williams, who is going to give us some updates on the Calabar Carnival, and wife of the governor has flagged off the junior version of the event. Ekemini, tell us what's happening there. All right, this time around we're having an audio challenge. We'll try again for a third time if we get the opportunity. Let's crack on. Standards are the backbone of any society, ensuring trust and safety in the products we rely on every day. But in Nigeria, a brewing crisis threatens not just what we consume, but the very fabric of our lives. In this special report, Victor Azu investigates how sachet water, a lifeline for millions, reveals a deeper problem haunting our markets.
It's a scorching day, and like millions of Nigerians, I reach for sachet water, cheap, handy, everywhere. But as it quenches my thirst, I wonder, am I really getting what I paid for?
This one claims to be holding 50 cl, and this one claims to be holding 60 cl. But looking at both, they look pretty much the same size. So which of the claims is true? Let's find out.
That 60 cl, you go say I'm full well. With the 50 cl, you go hold it like this. You go not say, no reach 60.
I do not check. I just bought to drink. Sometimes another one used to big past this one. But I do not even observe whether there is difference or no difference.
Many Nigerians typically don't care. Back in the newsroom, I dig deeper. Brand A claims 60 cl, delivers 50 cl. Brand B claims 50 cl, barely meets 51 cl. Two brands, two promises, both fall short. A few milliliters short or more may seem small, but it's a big breach of trust. And water is just the tip of the iceberg. Across markets, Nigerians face mislabeled goods, counterfeit products, and standards in free fall. Fake electronics, subpar building materials, the losses mount and lives are at risk.
When a product is non-compliant, we know that it is not satisfactory to the consumer. Consumers definitely are going to complain. But until when we receive such complaint, that is when we normally act. But however, we have a surveillance department that from time to time goes into the market to look at the products that are in the market, and sort them out and see those ones that are not compliant, and then we take action.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria reports 85% of goods in circulation are substandard or fake. The cost to Nigeria is 15 trillion naira in losses annually. Money, trust, safety, all gone. The sachet water in your hand isn't just a drink. It's a warning, a symbol of a system in crisis and the urgent fight for quality and accountability. Can Nigeria rise to the challenge, or will we keep settling for less? In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
Now, do you know that healthy eating is the key to unlocking healthy lifestyles? In the same vein, medical experts say it will also prevent non-communicable diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, problematic cholesterol, and obesity. Lydia Sampson will tell us more.
This acronym DREAMS, meaning diet, regular exercise, adequate minerals, moderation and sleep, Gaston Good Morning Nigeria say is crucial to healthy living. The guest wants Nigerians prioritizing physical, mental and social well-being through balanced diets.
It's avoidance of toxic substances. So you should avoid smoking either actively or passively. Passively, this is festive season. You see a lot of people having to cook with firewood or so. So if you're going to use firewood, you should use the dry wood. It emits less toxic substances. You should cook in an open space. If possible, you can wear a mask because that smoke is toxic to the body. So you should avoid toxic substances, smoking and alcohol. Now we see a lot of parties, a lot of end-of-year parties, so you should know your limits. I may not categorically tell you to stop alcohol, but know your limits.
You're going to come around this thing. You must determine to, rearrange the diet, kind of plan in the family, especially where there are children. You see, what you bring to the table is what the children recognize as food.
Our relationship is an integral part of our healthy living and our well-being. In fact, there's been increasing studies recently about the epidemic of loneliness across the world and how you can be on Facebook and you have 5,000 friends. On Instagram, you have so many likes. But in real life, you don't have two people that if they don't see you for 3 days, they will come looking for you.
They decried upsurging non-communicable diseases due to ignorance and overindulgence, stressing that healthy living is doable with deliberate planning and efforts at doing away with processed foods and carbohydrates, keeping and nurturing relationships to have a cycle of dependable friends and family to mitigate depression. The girls want more awareness done on drug abuse to escalate prevention. The girls reiterates the need for moderation for a sustainable, healthy living. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Eminent Nigerians are to be recognized for contributions to the resilience and impactful 20 years of Al-Hikmah University, Ilorin, Kwara State. Acting Vice-Chancellor of the university reeled out activities for commemorating the 14th convocation and 20th anniversary on Good Morning Nigeria.
Chief Ibrahim Oladimeji, OFR, Asiwaju Ajagmolo of Igbobile land, who had this vision of bringing forth a university that will be of service to humanity. The university came into existence on 7th July 2005. In the last 20 years, the university has been making mark and has produced students and graduates who have done well and making impact in all fields of human endeavor. The university started with a very modest student enrollment of 70, and today the university has grown so much that we have a student of over 13,000. Starting with 3 faculties, we now have 8 faculties with a PG school and a center for peace and security studies.
He applauds the founder, Abdul Karim Oladimeji, for birthing a university, bequeathing knowledge in line with global best practices and impacting lives. This is the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. More reports in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back. A combination of bottlenecks, including paucity of funds, stood in the way and slowed down the pace of execution of road projects in 2024. Minister of Works, David Umahi, took some key but painful steps, and these have so far accelerated completion of many projects, giving way to the initiation of new ones. Abdullahi Mohammed reports.
I do not accept this. This your Tolim Plaza roof is what you don't see this one in China. So why do you come to put this for us? Okay? Under me, I will not accept things like this.
Superior supervision expert approach in contract negotiations, as well as cancellations of non-performing road contracts. Plus, a series of reviews are beginning to pay back.
The Honorable Minister, Dr. Omari, was able to save Nigeria 640 billion naira.
With more than 1,600 inherited ongoing contracts and about 300 emergency interventions, key federal roads, you may begin to wonder how the funds will be found, but the Hope Movement has its plans of unlocking new sources.
The government has implemented the 50% direct deduction from various federal government-owned enterprises, partially funded, self-funded, including the fully funded ones. So we expect an additional stream of revenue even beyond what was initially budgeted for this year.
And just before the critics ink their pens, non-performing contracts are being recharged.
Mr. President directed that we should come back to the route today, and that we should hand over the 3 sections to the 3 contractors to complete. And our target is from June to get the job completed about May 29th, 2025.
New deadlines are spelled out for the completion of the project. What the people expect is quality and timely delivery, which the ministry assures. In Abuja, Abdullah Mohammed, NTA News.
People in riverine communities in Kogi State are appealing to relevant authorities in water transportation to produce and distribute more safety jackets to safeguard the lives of Nigerians on the waterways. This came from a cross-section of travellers in Lokoja. Solomon Ayedehin reports.
In the past, many people consider water transportation as one of the safest means of transportation, but with the happenings in recent time, both mishaps resulting to loss of lives and properties in different parts of the country have raised the concern of relevant authorities to issue warning to boat operators to comply with safety rules, especially during the Yuletide, to avoid any mishap on the Nigerian waterways. Curious to know how these regulations are being followed, NTA News visited Kwata Market in Lokoja, Kogi State, where people came from different parts of the state by river to speak their minds on water transportation situation in the area.
Because for myself, we used to enter, but we don't used to wear the safety clothes.
I want to load now to cross. If I want to cross now, then I will use my lab jackets.
At the time of filing in this report, the National Inland Waterways Authority officials were not available to speak on the matter. However, the Pata Branch Union Chairman of boat operators in Lokoja, Abdullahi Mohammed, speaks on measures so far put in place by the union to ensure the enforcement of rules and regulations on waterway transportation.
We gather our members, we lecture them. All the language is about safety.
The boat owner, I always advise them to not take overloading and talk to their passengers. They should not quarrel in the boat and leave peace. Some don't know water, don't know how to swim. This is the first time for some people to follow boats and cross because they are going far. So when they enter, we arrange them well proper before we move.
In Lokoja, Solomon Ayedehin, NTA News.
Let's go to Adamawa State now, where the historic Gongoshi Grazing Reserve is on the verge of being revamped as part of federal government's efforts to put the sector on the path of strategic growth. This came as the Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Meha, undertook a working visit to underscore the grazing potential. Yusuf Jika reports.
This is Gongoshi Grazing Reserve, one of the 32 gazetted grazing reserves in Adamawa State, with total land area of 9,600 hectares. The reserve has the potential to house thousands of herds of cows and other animals with diverse comparative advantages. The visit by the Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Meha, is to get first-hand information on the state of the grazing reserves and to initiate a process of upgrading them for effective utilization.
competition.
Need the support of the state governors, local government and community leaders to ensure that these grazing reserves have no legal encumbrances and they are ready for us to move in with the state government to regrass them, establish other dams for irrigation, as well as provide borehole water for animals and herders' families' consumption.
Yes, we are expecting collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Livestock. We are expecting intervention.
While inspecting the newly constructed Marabello cattle market, the minister announced plans to upgrade the 815 cattle markets across the country in line with global standards and best practices.
Gradually, each one of those will be transformed uniquely to provide the necessary functionalities that are required of a livestock market.
Other areas on the minister's itinerary include inspection of veterinary hospital as well as interface with a key player in the livestock industry on dairy production and strengthening of mutually beneficial collaborations. Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
You've been watching the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Here's a recap of our top stories. Governor Ademola Adeleke pardons 53 inmates across various correctional facilities in Osun State. Commissioner of Police, FCT, assures residents of watertight security for Yuletide festivities and beyond. And correspondent explores crisis of ensuring standards of products in Nigeria. CAF names Moroccan officials for Home Eagles CHAN 2024 qualifier against Ghana. And Super Eagles duo of Alexi Iwobi and Calvin Bassey shine as Fulham beats Chelsea in EPL Boxing Day clash. Over now to our sports desk. That concludes the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Thanks for watching. I am Dennis Adigunloye.